Hi everybody, John Bailey, professional gemstone artist and founder of the Faceting Academy. Welcome to another quick answer video and GemCAD screencast to demonstrate some sequencing. I've got a lot of people asking about sequencing CAM architecture. How do you cut CAM designs? And specifically some people asking about CAM ovals. Also recently, one of my colleagues needed an oval design for a specific piece of rough, and it was a Demantoid garnet, expensive rough, that was about 1.16 length to width ratio. And when you've got rough like that, that's expensive and kind of potential for great performance, it's good to have a design that fits the rough nice and snugly so you can get a high yield out of it, and also something that performs really well, takes advantage of the material. So for that person, I worked up this simple unstacked CAM oval design, and I optimized it, and naturally we gave it her name. Her precise cutting allowed her to return more than 30% yield, so kudos, and that's the way it's supposed to be done, and that's one of the reasons you want to build this skill set. Match up your designs to your rough. This is Samantha's Demantoid Dazzle. It's an easy CAM oval, and with the low length to width ratio, it's really a good idea for newer faceters, people that are graduating from rounds, trying to get up to ovals and CAM designs. This is a good design for making that jump. So we're going to start out with this design, paying attention to, we've got two-fold mirror image symmetry, and the very first thing we're going to do is just cut 4 facets to a point. We're cutting on the end facets of the ovals. The oval is going to be long to the left and right and narrow to the top and bottom of the screen. This is for a number of reasons. One is that these are the furthest facets on the girdle away from the point, and so we want to maximize our accuracy there. So the first row of facets, they drop in. Be very accurate with your point. The guide facets on any CAM design are like the survey stakes for building a skyscraper. You're going to do a whole bunch of stuff that's going to be dependent on the original set of facets that come to your temporary point. And any inaccuracies here are going to be magnified, blown out of proportion with your following steps, and every single step afterwards is going to be a headache if you're not precise here. So take your time, be really, really precise. We're going to bring in the next 4 facets and have them meet this temporary cupid point right here. And we're working our way down the mast. So facet number 1 here, this is on 40.9 degrees. The next facet is on 42.10. So we're working our way down the mast. We're going to be lowering the head as we go. Here's our next set of facets, 4 of them, and our final row. And that gives us all of the temporary cullet point facets. We call them guide facets when we're working with a CAM. All of the guide facets, this is the survey stakes of our design. This is laying out the lines that we're going to use to put in our foundation. The foundation of a CAM design is the girdle. And the girdle facets are on the same indexes. We're beginning on the end of this particular one. The girdle facets are on the same index as the end guide facets, and that gives us a nice straight girdle line here. This is the point where you want to calibrate the stone. If you're cutting for a specific size, this is the point where you do that. You bring these facets in, you measure across from end to end, and when the end-to-end measurement is the calibrated length that you want, then you proceed and just build everything in. So we could shrink this, we could just keep bringing these guys in as small as we wanted to make the stone, and knowing that we're going to wrap in closer on the top and bottom because of the oval shape. So we've got plenty of rough here. The next facet is going to meet right here, right here, right here. Looks like this. So here's our meet. We're meeting facets 1 and 2 and the first set of girdles right here. Cut that to a precise depth 4 times, and that set of girdles is in. The next set of girdles meets between 2 and 3, right here at the existing girdle, right here. All we're going to do is bring that girdle line straight across. So those 4 make that, and now you can see there's only 4 girdle facets left. They're all on the same index as the guide facets. It's pretty easy to remember as you're cutting. We're going to meet right here, right here. First one of those looks like this. Again, straight girdle. So there's our guide facets. There's also going to be retained in the finished design. They're going to be the break facets for the pavilion. And we have a nice straight girdle. The mains come in here between 2 and 3. The instructions say meet 2, 3, and girdle. 2, 3, and girdle. That point right there. This is a nice skinny little facet. Notice how skinny it is. When you put it in, you're going to cut real slow and careful so you don't overcut and blow through the girdle. You get the right depth. There we go, 4 of them. So the next facets are mains that go top and bottom. We've established now the permanent culet point. And there's our top and bottom facets meeting the permanent culet point. Now we've got end mains right there. Everything matches up, and that's the pavilion. Now let's look at the crown. So after we finish the pavilion, transfer, we've got the girdle polished, everything's ready. Time to lay in the crown. We're going to begin on the ends and work our way towards the middle in this particular design. And all we're really going to do is work our way down the mast, take off all of that extra material. Hopefully you're not throwing it away. Hopefully it fits better. But we're bringing in the crown break facets. Now we've got all of those in place, and it's time now to put in the crown mains. This is an unstacked design, which means the crown mains are between the pavilion mains and not directly over them. If you look at this view from the top, you'll see the faint lines of the pavilion mains underneath. There's a top and bottom, left and right on the ends, and then kind of on the corners. So if we're unstacked, our crown main is going to meet here between C and D. Right here is where the crown main is going to meet the girdle, and so it's going to be between the mains and the pavilion. It's going to drop right into that position, and you can see that it is right between those pavilion mains, halfway in between. So we're going to meet the girdle, those 4, and then again the next crown main between these 2 pavilion mains. There we are. There's our crown mains all put into place, and after that we want to put in crown stars. Finally drop in the table, and that finishes our stone. I hope you enjoyed our quick little cam sequencing screencast. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you follow the link to the download. Try this design, especially if you're new to moving from rounds to ovals. Go in and try the design. It's really pretty easy as cams go, as cam ovals go. And have fun and bring back some comments. Tell me how it went. Maybe send some photographs and we'll stick them in one of the newsletters. So until next time, keep cutting.